is Mark Douglas according to you?
A man who was raised by a single mother. You really make me think on your first question.
How was that journey? Like, from starting to build one funnel to now becoming the ambassador of one of the biggest company for funnels.
Thought that I would become a ClickFunnels ambassador. Maybe it was in the back of my mind, but throughout the entire time, I just discovered this software.
How did you develop this mindset of loyalty?
But there was somebody out there that put their trust in me and still believed in me. Because of that, I'm loyal to people and I believe in them.
What's written on your t-shirt, the mental marketer? I would like to know more about that.
The guy behind the mental marketer.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of No Filters Just Founders. Today with us I have Mark Douglas. He is the founder of the Mental Marketer. He has generated around 6 figures for his clients. He has a community of around 15,000 people all across his social media. He teaches people how to leverage the power of sales funnels, and he's also a veteran from the US Army. We are super honored to have him on our podcast, and we are going to discuss a lot of things with him. Especially, I know he's an avid reader, so I would like to learn a lot of tips from him about reading and how to, be a good reader. So, yeah, without any further ado, I will welcome Mark on my show. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hello, Chiranjeevi. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm so excited to be here. I'm doing great today. Thanks for inviting me to come and share with your audience a little bit about my journey and a little bit about being an entrepreneur, what it means to be an entrepreneur with no filters. Yeah,
That's
I
super
like
awesome.
that.
Thank you. We would love that. That's the theme of our podcast, and we would love you to, without any filter, share your journey, because people talk all about the good and glamorous side of the entrepreneurship, but I know it's a struggle. It's everyday effort that you put that builds the empire that you build. So we'll be go deep diving into all these things. Now, before we start with anything, the first question that I ask to all my podcast guests is that now I can define you in a lot of words, and if we go across internet, we can find a lot about you. But who
Mhm.
is Mark Douglas according to you? Like, not just a marketer, not just an entrepreneur, but who you think is Mark Douglas in your mind?
Great question. Who is Mark Douglas? I think Mark Douglas is uh, a man who was raised by a single mother and grew up in uh, I wouldn't say a poverty uh, environment, but I didn't have a lot of resources. There were not a lot of resources around me. But although I saw this environment around me, I always knew that there was something bigger for me out there in the world. So I would say that Mark Douglas is a man that's on that journey to become the person that he knows he can become. And that takes a lot of different forms, but it does involve helping others. It's a learning journey. It's a personal growth journey. Learning along the way, making mistakes along the way, appreciating all of those around him, and just total 100% positivity and love. That's Mark Douglas in a nutshell. If you were to approach me, I'm always pretty open and inviting, and I do love people. And yeah, that's the no filtered me. I don't think I've ever said that before either, but you really made me think on your first question.
That's what we do, but it's really beautiful. Interacting with you, I feel that energy, the enthusiasm, the positivity. So yeah, it's really beautiful to have you. Now I would like to ask you. You started with ClickFunnels. I guess you started building funnels in 2020, 2021, and now you're ClickFunnels ambassador, for which huge congratulations, by the way. how is that journey? How was that journey? Like, from starting to build one funnel to now becoming the ambassador of one of the biggest company for funnels.
Wow, wow. When you say that, I still can't believe it right now. Um, ClickFunnels is the biggest platform, has the biggest Facebook group that I know on Facebook with close to 400,000 members.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I first started with ClickFunnels, just clicking and becoming a member of that group and being so intimidated by the amount of people in the group and the number of people in there answering questions and thinking that, wow, could I ever be there one day? Could I ever be the person that's uh, without question answering people's questions and being able to help? I saw other people in there just confidently responding to others' comments, and I thought, I wonder if I would ever be able to be in that position. But I I think I never thought that I would become a ClickFunnels ambassador. Maybe it was in the back of my mind, but throughout the entire time, I just discovered this software. I discovered this software that allowed me to create these web pages that I had seen before, and it was absolutely fascinating to me how I could build surveys. I could start building my email list. I could start sending out these messages on automation, and
Yeah.
I could really automate a lot of things. So I was really just diving deep into creating, and this was just in ClickFunnels Classic, where I still
Mm.
had more external things to connect to make it do everything that I wanted to do. I made pages for people to pay me for coffee. Uh, I made pages for affiliate offers. I made pages for coaches. I made pages for rental units. I had a client that had rental spaces. I've made funnels for books. So it was really it was a love for what the software could do, and it was a love for marketing. And I love ClickFunnels. So I always use ClickFunnels, and I would always make videos about it, and people would come to me. And I've started a Facebook group where I've gotten thousands of members in there with other funnel builders, and I became the go-to person. And it was a lot of practice. It was a lot of practice because I think being inside that group gave me an audience to kind of, if you ever watch comedians, and comedians will go on smaller stages and they'll test out their materials. So I really had a platform where I could test out my hooks. I could test out
Uh,
uh my offers. And it I think it after doing this so much, and staying active with the ClickFunnels affiliate manager, because I've made quite a bit of money for ClickFunnels as an affiliate. I'm not a super affiliate, but I'm up there with the amount of money that I've earned in the program. And so I've developed that relationship. And I think more than anything, that relationship that I've had with the affiliate managers and with other people directly at ClickFunnels throughout the years is what got me the ambassadorship. Um, that's what I would say, the relationship. And that's how the journey has been. It's never been giving up on the software because of some hiccups that they've gone through. I'm a pretty loyal person. I think that's in me. I value loyalty. And sometimes when things aren't working, I believe maybe to give feedback instead of criticism, or instead of, just leaving something without trying to work it out, especially if we've got this long relationship. I think in this world of online marketing, I think that loyalty is rare. Uh, and
For sure.
and yeah, loyalty is rare, but sometimes it's all about I think it's all about your bottom line. If it's causing you to lose money, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't think I've come up with that problem. And if so, I've been able to address it quickly, directly with ClickFunnels. And it's been an amazing journey, and it's not over yet. That's what's good.
For sure. That's for sure. Uh,
Yeah,
I
that's
just, sorry, go
mhm.
on.
I was just gonna say that's my long answer.
We love it. We for sure loved it. Uh, just diving into your mindset, how did you develop this mindset of loyalty? Because you said you're a loyal person, and you stick with something. You like to give feedback rather than criticism. Because it is very hard to develop. Of course, it is, I guess, something that it's like inbuilt inside you. But also, I guess, if you build a mindset around that, maybe you can become someone who is loyal to something and sticks to something even in the bad times. How did you develop this mindset, like, throughout your journey?
Oh, great question. And I think it's because I think it's a combination. I think that when did spend time in the military, and we were put in these situations where we had to rely on the person next to us. We had to trust them with our lives, and that taught me how to work through the smaller things, the smaller problems, and if we're all moving towards the same goal, then we can typically work through most anything. I think that in combination with throughout my life, there have been people that have put their trust in me. They've put their trust in me, although I may not have proven myself, but they believed in me. And I think that is something that I always uh, appreciated, and I always appreciate, and I want to do that the same thing for others. Even when everybody else doesn't believe in you, even when the cards are stacked against you, the deck is seems like everything is going the other way. I'm, I was that person, but there was somebody out there that put their trust in me and still believed in me, and so because of that, I'm I'm loyal to people, and I believe in them. Um, mostly. Yeah. So I think that's how
Okay.
I developed it over the years is the same thing that other people have given me. I want to give back.
That's beautiful. And actually, I was going to ask you this question, and since you mentioned about being part of the military, what are the qualities or what are the things that you developed, basically as like your mindset stuff that you developed in military that helped you in your corporate journey as well, and also in your professional journey, like the entrepreneurship journey that you have right now? How has that helped you?
Uh, I don't talk about, it's funny because I don't talk about my military career as much, although I do have a slew of when I say a slew, it's just a ton of friends that I spent time with in the military over it's been 20 plus years, but we're still close friends to this day. Even though many of them I have not seen in person since 20 years ago. You develop these tight bonds, I guess, when you're both have that common uh you have that common growth and that common uh thing that you're working together towards, but it has developed some lifelong friendships, and some of the qualities that excuse me that I learned there in the military is okay. Okay, I'll just say leadership. I think it's easy. It's easy to stand out because most people don't want to take the lead. Uh, when you stand up and when you take the lead, it's amazing how many people will to come along with you. If you believe in something and you've got a mission and you've got a goal, a mission and a goal, then people will listen to that and they will follow you. And leadership. Uh, I have learned attention to detail. It's sort of
Mm.
I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes I get just mixed up in the minute details, and I'm looking at the smallest thing. I'm looking at the smallest thing.
Perfectionist.
Yes. Like, oh, did you see how his head turned that way? Or did he do that or did he do that on purpose? It's attention to detail, and sometimes it could be a little bit too much, but I think that's helped me too because I'm able to make sense of a lot of things, and that's helped me. Consistency. You know, consistency, determination, and just that don't quit attitude. Because every day is not it's not a birthday, it's not a celebration, and there are times when you have to go back to the drawing board, or you have to say, okay, that wasn't working. And it's ingrained in me the determination, the consistency, and the dedication to see things to completion. And that's definitely a few of the qualities that I learned there in the military that have helped me throughout my life, throughout my career in corporate America, and in my entrepreneurial uh, love, my love for entrepreneurship. That's what I'll call it. You see how I categorize that? It's my life, the career, but then it's my love for entrepreneurship and my
Yeah,
family. Don't let me forget my family. I love them too. Okay.
that's really nice. No, that's really, really
Yes.
beautiful. I like the way you mentioned about you know, like I'm pretty sure the friendships that you must have built over there, those would be far more, greater than, I'm not saying any friendship that you have, but because you must be so close over there with them because you're fighting for your nation and you all have that same courage and same enthusiasm for that. So yeah, but and plus also the leadership thing, it's really awesome. I can see like the leader that you are, the kind of content you put, the kind of value you put. So it's really awesome, and we can see the reflection of that on your social media. Um,
That's that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Awesome. Now let's talk about FHL as well. I saw that you attended FHL 2025, and I know it must be super super awesome. I would love to hear all about it. Like, what were your highlights, especially? I'm sure there must be a lot of networking opportunities. So for you, what were the highlights, and how was it? Like, how was the experience?
Oh, this funnel hacking live was like no other funnel hacking live that I've attended. This was my fourth funnel hacking live, and I'll tell you, um, the first year I wasn't able to attend, and after that first year, just being in the ClickFunnels community, I said to myself, I said, this is where I need to be. I need to be here, and I need to make it happen. So from there, that was it. I was going to make it happen. So I did make it to Funnel Hacking Live. Although, you know, I've had, you know, I've made it to Funnel Hacking Live almost completely broke. Yeah. But I knew I had to be in the room because I knew that inside that room were connections that are going to be worth more than the money that I've spent to make it here. And so that's the background on how many funnel hacking lives I've gone to and how I have considered these must attend events. This last funnel hacking live, having gone there, this is being my fourth year. I've developed some relationships from previous funnel hacking lives and other online marketers. And this year, one of one of the biggest surprises that came out of this event was I was invited to some very private dinners and some very private dinners with some high executives at the ClickFunnels company, and it just it it struck me that I was in the rooms with even smaller rooms, not just, you know, okay, 7,000 people at
Yeah.
Funnel Hacking Live out of the entire 300 3 400 out of the entire 400,000 member community, 7,000 in a room, and then you get in smaller rooms with 100, and I was in rooms with like 10 and 12. Um, and that was my biggest takeaway about this event is the direction that the company is going and that I can play a big role in it. And the opportunity is right here in front of me. And it's just for me to grab this opportunity and take it. As far as the excitement is concerned, um, the speakers, it's always interesting to see how what we're going to learn over these four
Yeah.
days. Because Funnel Hacking Live is a rock star. It is a concert. It's a rock concert on
Yeah.
steroids, and it's high energy throughout. But we are all business owners there, and I think that's an exciting part too, because in the discussions that we're having are talking about the speakers and what we took away from the speaker, and did we know about, okay, Tim Shields' perfect webinar that he just so eloquently uh talked about for 40 minutes. We've all got our cameras out and we're taking pictures. So the learning part is fun. It's not just the dinners, the conversations, the meetings in the hallways, but it's also the learning that we take
Yeah.
away. And that was very exciting this year. I think even though I've seen a lot of the speakers before, I've it seemed like this year there was some new material that I'd never heard before, especially from Myron Golden, and I thought I'd heard everything he had to say, but he got on stage and he gave a completely different performance, or a different teaching. Russell goes on there and he does his thing. So it's 4 days of just awesome learning, building relationships, and building relationships in and out of the room, and seeing other people that you've only seen online, but seeing them in person, exchanging information, and then just keeping those contacts and connections alive far after the event has ended. Um, it's a 4 day investment. That's what it is. I think I think from the first year, from the first year costing me uh maybe a couple thousand to this year, it's probably 5 times that much. But definitely because it's an investment, and every bit of
Yeah.
that investment, you get it back probably in the first hour just from uh, gaining the insider knowledge from people who are actively having success in the market, and they're willing to share their secrets with you. So that is not to be taken lightly. I think you'll see people talk about, okay, what works or what doesn't work. And
Hmm.
some of these in some of the things they're talking about might have been 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Markets have changed. Things
Yeah.
are rapidly changing. AI, artificial intelligence, it has the market going at a breakneck speed. I say breakneck, but that just means super fast. So there are things that are designed to help you do things quicker, faster, and also with less time, taking less time or cost less with for less money. So um, if you want to be in the room with the most current strategies that are working right now, then you should be in that room at Funnel Hacking Live. You see so many, you see so many faces and so many people that you're definitely going to learn something from that can help you to take your business to the next level, wherever that wherever you feel you're stuck. So that's my long story about Funnel Hacking Live.
That's super awesome. Oh my God. I can see like the fever has still not ended. People are still posting about it. And I can see the energy now in ClickFunnels group. It was good earlier, but now after FHL, the energy is like super wild. People are like, now let's build something. They are asking a lot of questions. They are, encouraging others. So I can still feel that fever. Um, I guess, you also mentioned in Akshay's group, and now also you mentioned, sorry, Akshay's podcast, and now also you mentioned that there are a lot of different things were discussed, like the new strategies, the new things that because since everything is changing now, and it's very dynamic, a lot of new strategies were discussed. What
Mhm.
were the three strategies you would like to like spill the tea for us? What would be the three strategies you would like to share with us that were new, that are not being discussed right now in the market, and they were, talked about in the FHL?
Oh, great question. Great question. Uh, New strategies. I think, okay, if you weren't at Funnel Hacking Live, listen up closely because I am going to spill the tea on some insider information that blew my mind there at Funnel Hacking Live. First of all, the the week before Funnel Hacking Live, ClickFunnels introduced brand new logo, brand new branding, and an entirely new uh, direction towards the future. Um, they released a brand new logo with the different logo. I think most I've heard is positive about that. Um, and I think with that logo and kind of a personality change, they are setting themselves up for the future. They're setting this up for a younger generation. Um, that was one key takeaway that I saw in the marketing and the way the social media has shifted in what they're posting, and it's it's geared towards, when you talk about what's working now, it's really geared towards what I see as a lot of video content, shorter reels and skits, and being able to deliver these bite-sized chunks of information in the medium, the medium for the younger generation,
Mhm.
which are more casual. I think it's more casual, and I noticed the people on the social team, they're taking more candid interviews. So I think that was a big takeaway for me to see the company go in this different direction. And one thing he mentioned, he said that uh, and that the video that was used to kind of announce it's at welcome to the new ClickFunnels. And if you haven't tried us before, this is the intersection of what was it? Uh, it's like it's social, it's social, uh, learn education and community, but
Hmm.
it's basically funnels, education, and community. Those are the three areas of focus of ClickFunnels. It's basically building your business, making it profitable, but then giving you the education component to go right along with that to build and grow your business. And then also having the community there around you to support. That was just to see that direction was a major clue. I don't, if you don't pay attention to it, then you may miss it, but I don't miss those things because I pay attention to detail. And okay, and then as far as another strategy that was really front and center, I'll say there's two more. Two more. One of the things was just the the LinkedIn. Turns out that LinkedIn has a this newsletter that they are able to send to people if you are uh, writing a newsletter on their platform, and it's not just an email that's sent to the subscriber or the follower, but it's actually shows your newsletter in an email. It's 100% deliverability rate, and it is a new method that is coming out. People are using to generate leads on LinkedIn, and it's a demographic that is high earners, high t- uh, tendency for readers, high readers. So you're more likely for them to actually read the newsletter. And it was talk around funnel hacking live. It was a lot of people discussing that. And then the third biggest thing that's currently working now came from I'm gonna say her name wrong, but her name was Hala Tala. I don't know if the name sounds familiar. She is a podcaster. She is a
Okay.
podcaster, and she's running Russell's new podcast, the Russell Brunson Show. I
Okay.
don't know if you
Okay.
it yeah,
No, I haven't
she's
heard, but yeah.
yes. So having shows is it's the trending it's the trending it's trending. Okay, it's trending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like you're doing, Chiranjeevi, having shows like this, coming on, having discussions with people, they are very popular in 2025 and going forward. It's not just audio podcasts anymore, of course,
Yeah.
but people are coming on and having conversations on video. What do you think about that? What do you think about those trending topics? What do you
Oh,
think about shows?
I actually love them because not just you build good connections, but also you get to speak with about a lot of different things and get a lot of different perspectives, which usually you won't if you don't have this kind of conversation. And like
Hmm.
for example, you being an avid reader, you must be reading a lot of books, so you must be getting perspective from there as well. But for somebody like me, who is not a lot into reading books and who is not into the paper media, I like the video format. I like to take that all soak up that information through videos, especially podcasts, because like people like you, when I invite, I get a lot of different perspective. And also if I see other people's podcasts, I get to know so many different things that usually I won't. So I definitely love them.
Yes, yes, yes. And they're a way to they're a way to branding.
Yeah.
There's branding possibilities, there's partnerships, and what I talked about on Akshay's show is cross pollination.
Yes. Yes. For
Yes,
sure.
cross pollination. You're introduced to my audience, and I'll be introduced to your audience, and it expands your reach, definitely. And it was a great takeaway from Funnel Hacking Live. Um, and yeah, those are just three.
We would like to know more, but we can discuss about that further. But these were really awesome. I guess these are something that are not discussed much right now in the industry. People are more into MRRs and SLOs, like, or AI, as you mentioned. So those things are there, but also like talking about something like podcast, or I can assume like we can also learn a lot from like what ClickFunnels is doing, because they are kind of, they lead the industry what they do, and afterwards people follow them, then step by step that goes there. So even though if somebody is not have not attended FHL, I would say that if you just follow what ClickFunnels is doing right now, like with small content and podcast and everything, I guess you can definitely understand where is the market trend and how is it going. But this was super awesome, like you spilled good teas for us. It was nice.
Yes, yes, you said it exactly. Just watch what they're doing and you'll
Right.
see what they are doing exactly. And they're doing exactly that.
Right.
Shorter form, shorter clips, uh, bite-sized chunks, making it a little lighter and more entertaining. And then
Right.
also with Russell and his podcasts. And yeah, you'll see those what's trending and
Yeah.
following the leader.
Yeah, it would be super awesome. Now, talking about what's written on your t-shirt, the mental marketer, I would like to know more about that. What exactly is mental marketer, and how did you started it? How did you get the idea to start it? And what do you do in the mental marketer?
The mental marketer. I always say that I'm Mark, the guy behind the mental marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. I teach the newest art and science of funnel building to help content creators sell other people's stuff. And that's my that's my intro, and I'll say that on our weekly show and typically when I'm being introduced. The mental marketer. Um, I was I was thinking about what to call this agency, what to call it. And I was thinking I love marketing, and then I love personal growth. I believe entrepreneurship is a personal growth journey, and it is not always about what you do, but who you become as a result of the entrepreneurship journey. And I those are my two favorite topics: marketing and sales, and then there's leadership and growth and development on this side. How could I marry those two? And it came to me in the middle of the night: the mental marketer. That's
That's
it.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And
and
yes,
I immediately went to see if the website was taken, and then it wasn't. I got the domain www.thementalmarketer.com, and I think it's just an acknowledgement that marketing is a mental game, and it's about 80% mental and 20% physical. Meaning, um, we need to be in the minds of our customers. We need to know what their needs are. We need to know what pains they're having. We need to know those pains to solve. But then we also need to know how to communicate that. And that's the marketing too. We need to speak to our customer in a way that will cause them to take action, in a way that will um, evoke in them because it's emotion that will cause them to take action. And I think as mental marketers, what we do is we market smarter, we build faster, and we earn more money. I
Crazy.
am a
That's
mental
crazy.
marketer.
That's super crazy. So, just to understand more, do you also like you have your own clients for whom you build funnels and help them to leverage the sales funnels, and also you have your students to whom you teach how to do that. Am I right?
I do teach some, but it's on a select on a
Um,
select case by case basis.
mm-hmm.
um I will be opening up some more group coaching here in the future after Funnel Hacking Live. I think I see the demand for it out there, but I'm just right now taking on a few clients and doing funnel builds, and I will be doing more group coaching and uh, in a course that I'm creating right now.
That's great. That's great. I'm sure people would love to learn from you. The kind of knowledge you have and kind of value you can provide. So yeah, anyone who is watching and who is interested, make sure that you stay tuned for it and keep an eye whenever Mark launches it. Be the first one to be the part of that. So yeah.
Yes,
Also,
yes. I if there is if there is a microphone, I will be yelling it.
for sure. Now we know that you were in corporate for a very long amount of time, and afterwards you started pursuing your entrepreneurial love for marketing. So, how is it different from being a person in corporate and now building a business? What are the differences you have observed? Of course, I can sense that you love entrepreneurship more because that's your love at the end of the day. But how is it different, like working for someone and working for yourself?
Oh, great question. It's it's well, for me, I would say that corporate America was what I was good at. And it was a skill that I had developed over probably, yeah, it took me a few years to develop the skill, and then I was good. And it paid the bills. I think a lot of people have a passion, but the passion doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah,
And you could pursue your passion, but if it's not paying the bills, then you're going to not have other things, or you may not have the same, quality of life that you want,
right.
or if, maybe some people can, uh, pay the bills with their passion, and that's the goal, is to be able to pay the bills. So, um, that's what corporate America has been for me. It's been a skill that I perfected. Took me about 3 or 4 years to become good, but I can always rely on it to, if needed, I can use that skill, and it'll pay me for it. I was in the auto insurance claims industry. I was a Thai person, and
White
but then I
collar
was
job.
also yes. And then I'm still a Thai person every now and then, but not as much. And then I was also out, and I was out, I always say that I wasn't in the sales and marketing field, but I was using some of the same skills. I would go out and build relationships. I would go out and influence others, and that was what I had to do because I was managing all these other companies. And um, coming to being an entrepreneur is different. I tried to use the same mentality, because every day you are your own boss. That means that you can tell your boss, I don't want to go to work today, or you can kind of put things off. So to it takes discipline to still keep yourself on track as an entrepreneur, because there are lots of distractions that can come your way throughout the day, and you set out to do one thing and you give yourself an hour, and then that hour turns into 2 hours, and then it spills into time that you it might take away from time with your family, or it might take away time from uh you know exercising, eating, taking care of other priorities in life. Um, it is a juggle, and uh, I did get some advice once to help me to prioritize my time, and help balance it between all of my obligations. Because being a business owner, you have to set those boundaries. You have to set those boundaries. But if you're struggling with how to uh, manage your time, do the rule of uh, fours. Okay, so let's say you've got a 12-hour day, 4 hours for 4 hours for producing,
Mhm.
4 hours for coaching, and 4 hours for responding. So
Mhm.
4 4 4 4. Or you could do 3 3 3 3 3 3. And you
Yeah.
can use 3 hours for creating. Yeah, when I say producing, I mean like creating your content, um, making it, editing it, and then 3 hours for fulfilling from your clients, and then 3 hours actually working on projects, which could be, your funnel builds, making those final touches on buttons, or making sure the emails are being sent out correctly. And then 3 hours on the personal side. That's a struggle sometimes. It's just the time management. That's what I found,
Right.
from corporate America to being your own boss, is managing your time effectively and doing it without distractions, because it's easy to be distracted by
Yeah.
the next thing that you're scrolling on social media. I try not to be. I was thinking the other day, I should don't be a consumer, don't be a consumer. But then, I do consume, but then I'm consuming with the mindset of what's working on me. What am I seeing out here, and what can I model? I'm a funnel hacker. So what can I model? How was how was this how did this attract my attention? Was it the hook? Can I use that hook? Can I change that hook around and use it uh for something I'm doing? So I do scroll a little bit, but I think my scrolling is, I hope sometimes it's mindless, but
That
I think
happens.
yeah, I think if I didn't do scrolling, then I wouldn't collect this swipe file of resources and what
Hmm.
other things that I find out there. But that's my long answer of the difference between corporate America and entrepreneurship, is being able to manage your time and stay on task, and uh, hold yourself accountable if you do not complete something, and just saying to yourself, I used to put a lot of things on my to-do list every day. I used to put uh, 8, 9, 10 things. I've learned
Hmm.
how to now shorten that up to just the most important things, 3 or 4 things, and that's it. And then get those things done. Take the big thing first, and then if you've got time left, then get to the other 7 or 8 things.
I would say
Yeah.
it's not just prioritizing your time, but also prioritizing, as you mentioned, your to-do list, like what exactly you want to achieve throughout the day. It happens with me as well. I get too ambitious and I write a lot of things. And then at the end of the day, if I'm not able to do, because the time is limited, so if I'm not able to do a lot of things from that list, now I start to feel, am I not a good, like I shouldn't do entrepreneurship, or is it like I start to doubt myself. So that's actually a
Hmm.
great lesson over there, that prioritize only 3 4 things, but do them well. So yeah, that's really important.
Yes, you feel the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure, every single day. Every single day I go to sleep at night and I'm like, oh shit, I had to do this, I had to do that, I didn't do this. And then I have to tell myself, okay, you can do this tomorrow, don't worry. But yeah, it's a constant cycle.
Yes, yes, yes. And yep, and trying to do it without distractions, because you look
Yes,
and yeah, and it's like a 30-minute distraction here and 45-minute distraction there. It can put you off track. Yeah. And
yes, for sure. It's very
yes,
easy,
great question.
it's very easy because you think, okay, it's just a 1 minute reel. What harm is it going to do? But then after that, there is another 1 minute reel and then the 2 minute reel, and you just keep on watching, watching. And yeah, it's difficult. I actually, that's just one personal side of me, but I actually suffered through this thing a lot, like mobile addiction, I would say, like the smartphone addiction, where I was continuously watching reels and shorts. So it was difficult for me, to get on track with my work, and every single day it was very difficult. But then slowly I was like, I need to, it's because what happens is, I feel sad, and then I feel, okay, the only escape is my phone, and let me keep on watching, the reels again. So it was difficult to move forward from that. But I was like, I need to do this for myself, for my business, for my family. I controlled my things, and now I'm on much better track, where I prioritize my work, I prioritize my time. And even if I'm watching my phone, I know I have to watch it for limited amount of time. I'm not going to do the doom scrolling. But yeah, it was, I agree with you, the distractions are crazy. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. It is real.
Yes, for sure. Okay, now we have two more questions for you. I won't be taking a lot of your time, but I just have two more questions. The first question is, what's the next big thing for Mark? Like, what are you working on? What's the next big plan? And what are the next things that we should be keeping an eye for?
Oh, great question. Great question. I'm glad you asked. Um, well, um, ClickFunnels recently announced this brand new feature that's called frameworks, and it's actually been a focus for a few months. I was invited out to Hollywood for a private well, it was a ClickFunnels Connect event. So there was a
Mhm.
limited amount of us in the room, maybe 40, 50 from all over. Um, I met Jun Suzuki from Japan. I met Nikhil Sai. He's a
Yes.
really cool guy. I met some Madison. I met Tara. I met who did I meet? Met Shanna. I met Alyssa, and we were just all part of this group that was uh, given early access to the frameworks. And
Oh.
um, we left that meeting with the idea that this frameworks was going to be the future of ClickFunnels. It's what's going to be one of their major focuses. And what frameworks is the ability to not just share one funnel or one email sequence, but basically share entire businesses. And we have we're currently working on a what I'm calling my content creator framework. And it will be a complete system, one click that you can uh, download into your ClickFunnels account that will have all of your the complete setup to for content creators to just basically Go out there, create your content, and let this system take care of the sales for you. And it will be complete framework. And that's what I'm working on right now. It was the, this is the framework that I submitted to the chief product officer at ClickFunnels that got me in the room of the 12 people that were at that private dinner. This is the framework that got me there. And this is the framework that I am currently building a course and information around. That is coming soon, soon, very
We'll
soon
be
here
looking forward
in
to it.
2025. Yeah. I'm excited about that too. Once that does release, we're going to be taking Russell's advice, and we're going to be doing a workshop uh, a week. Um, Workshop, aka webinar.
Uh,
Russell's suggestion is do a
Yes.
webinar once a week, every week for an entire year. But we're calling it a workshop.
That's nice. That's really nice. It's super crazy actually. Like we'll be looking forward to it because it sounds very interesting. And I guess any content creator, because what happens is content creators have good amount of following, but they kind of a lot of times they don't have idea how to leverage the following. And I guess with this framework in the picture, I guess it will help a lot of content creators to not just build the following, but also to leverage it and earn money through them. So yeah, we'll be for sure looking forward to it. Sounds very awesome.
Yes, with the brand new uh, what we're calling no risk revenue.
Okay.
With no risk revenue. It's you pay Facebook or you pay
Mhm.
Google or you pay any advertising platform. You pay the money up front. So that's a risk. You're
Yeah.
risking that you're going to spend $100 that you're going to make back your same $100, or hopefully at least three times, at
Yeah.
least 300.
Yes.
Um, that revenue model is becoming more expensive, more complicated. Now, our revenue model is what's called a no risk revenue, where the risk for the return is zero. But that's what we're working on.
So would you like to share more, like how is it no risk, or right now it's a secret and you would be launching and we should look forward to that?
You'll have to wait for our workshop for that.
All right, got it. Now that's interesting. I'll the first one to register for that because I want to learn that. But that's super awesome.
Yes. That's
Great.
the teaser. You have to watch the workshop to find those details. That's the what.
Okay. I'll be
Y-
looking forward to it.
Yes, to find out the how, we'll be having workshops once a week and should be starting in about a month.
Okay.
Yep, because we're right here in third month, so in about a month.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I guess in April, you will be launching it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I'll put a reminder on my phone then. I'll be the one. Okay. Uh,
Absolutely.
Now I just have one last question for you. You have built your business like from so long, and I'm very sure that you would be building a bigger business when we have next like talk next time. But for now, I want to understand what are the three pieces of advice that you would like to give, not just to anyone who is watching this podcast who might be, wanting to build something of their own, like what you have done, but also to Mark who started in 2020, 2021. Like that person, what are the three pieces of advice you would like to give that these are the things, work on this, and you will be succeeding in your life?
Oh, great question. This is called no filter. So absolutely no filter on my answer. If if you are starting out right now, or if you are on your path to to the goal that you want, which typically our goal is to either provide for our family or to create income. It's always really to make either life better, things better for ourselves and those around us.
Mhm.
Do one get one plan, get one area of focus, get one thing to move towards, and then start taking action towards that thing, and then take more action towards that thing, and then continue taking action. And there are going to be setbacks. There are going to be times when you don't feel like it, when other people may tell you you're wasting your time, but don't listen to it. Just no filter. Don't listen to it. No
Yes.
one can tell you as long as you are keep going and you're doing it, don't listen to it. Keep your uh keep your momentum, make it internal. Make it not a comparison between you and other people, but make it your own, getting your own journey to be a better person. And when all the distractions come, or the zero views, the zero comments, be thankful that it's your sister or your brother, your mom that's commenting on your videos, because that's pretty cool. If they weren't commenting, then you got to say, did you watch my video? Did you watch what I said on my video? It's funny.
Yeah.
You'll get you'll get a lot of responses from people around you, and people around you will start saying, "Oh, you're doing that thing," or maybe they won't understand what you're doing. So a lot of times, I think, at least for me, maybe your support is really going to come from others in the space, others in the community. So get so get what you're going forward. Keep taking action. Don't stop. Don't let others deter you, and get around a community of like-minded entrepreneurs for support. Get around and start developing those relationships, and then those relationships will help you to get where you want to be. It might be uh, two relationships over,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. It might be someone that that introduced you to someone else, that introduced you to someone else, and then you connected with them. Um, don't quit. Just don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Because as long as you don't quit, you cannot lose. May take you a while, but I think in this world, we want things immediately, immediately, immediately. But no one steps on stage ready to perform at their peak level. There is a process, there's a learning stage, there's a stage where you can go uh, from novice to good to amateur to great to mastery, but you have to follow those steps. You can speed up the process.
Mhm.
How do you speed up the process? Practice
By
more.
not quitting.
Practice more. Make more mistakes. Go out there. Follow the path that others have taken of someone that you believe is successful. But sometimes you may follow that path and you may not get those same results. Um, Maybe there's something that you can take from what their journey is to make it your unique. your unique spin on it, because that's what's going to set you apart from everyone else. Is what sets you apart, what makes you unique. It's really you, your personality, your flavor, and what you bring to the table. I've always I used to, in corporate America, I used to always try to speak properly and make sure I was presentable. But now I'm no filter, baby.
Yeah, that's what we love.
Yes, no filter, baby. And yeah, I think the people that are can resonate with me will gravitate towards me. And if the way I am is how I am. Not saying that I don't care at all what other people think, because I do to some certain extent, but I'm just going to be myself. And it, if someone says no to me, it's not really no. It's okay, maybe another time, or I just need to explain and communicate myself better. But yeah, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Yeah, I think people quit too much.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think people quit too much, and they're quitting in the struggling phase. But if you can outlast the struggling phase, there is a better phase on the other side.
Yes, for sure. Definitely. I guess you only lose when you quit. So all I can say is that keep doing, and somewhere down the line you're going to achieve that. For sure. That's beautiful that you what you said.
Yes, it's yeah, nothing revolutionary.
No, but it
But
it sorry, go on.
oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it just cements the belief more, because everywhere you hear, like your mind also tells you that you should not quit, but somewhere down the line you feel that demotivation. It feels like, okay, let it be, let me stop this thing. So whenever you hear someone say that, like as you every time I was hearing you're saying don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, it cements the belief inside your mind that okay, I should not quit. So hearing from multiple sources, I believe even it's not revolutionary, but if even one person thinks that okay, Mark is saying don't quit, I'm not going to quit, I guess we would have fulfilled the purpose of this podcast. So whatever you have
Yes.
said, it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And say to yourself, no one can stop me. No
Yes.
one can stop me. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. But and you know what? I teach people that too. I teach people to say those words out loud. Say those words. Hear yourself saying those words, and it it cements itself inside of you as a belief. It cements
Yes.
itself when you hear those words, whether you believe it or not. It does not
Mm,
require you to believe that no one can
right.
stop you. That's not required. What's required is for you to say the words. No one can
Right.
stop me. No one can stop me. No one. No one.
Mm.
And then don't stop. Okay.
I can see the flow, from just not believing in yourself, but saying no one can stop me, no one can stop me, to actually, going towards that no one can stop me. So it's like I just really love the flow, and I feel the affirmations. I guess I would say these are affirmations that you say to yourself, and you if you continue doing that, for sure it is going to work for you. But yeah, it was really beautiful, and I would like that was my last question for you, Mark. This was an amazing podcast. Thank you so much for making this possible. And we really loved your energy. And I'm very sure that anyone who would be watching the podcast, they would be feeling this energy through the screen. So, again, thank you for your time. It was really an honor to have you. And it was an amazing podcast to be done.
Thank you very much. I hope that your audience has taken away something from our discussion today. Thank you.
I'm sure they will have, they must be having that. But yeah, thank you for your time. I'll just 1 sec. Wait, pause.